A massive nor'easter is racing towards the northeastern coast of the US. What to expect in this video. The nor'easter we are talking about is currently over North Carolina and South Carolina and is going to push towards the northeast over the next day or so. It caused significant impacts tomorrow on Sunday, but it's already causing very, very heavy rainfall, coastal flooding, and even really high surf and waves over the ocean and beaches, in a lot of rainfall across these regions. This nor'easter is going to be dropping a lot of rain across these areas, especially towards portions of North Carolina tonight over the next few days or so, where it could be dropping 1, 2, maybe even 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain in some spots. But this is not going to cause significant flooding, just a lot of beneficial rain for these regions, especially across the outer banks and portions of South Carolina and North Carolina. This thing will eventually push north into tomorrow on a Sunday, across the morning hours into the afternoon and evening hours, maybe even towards Monday, where it's going to basically stall a little bit over portions of the Northeast, including New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Long Island areas, and Delaware. And this is going to dump a ton of rain for these regions, potentially 2 or 3, 4, maybe even 5 inches of rain in some spots. If we take a look at the blend of models, which basically blends all the models together to get the most accurate depiction of what could happen, this is for the precipitation total and how much rainfall we could potentially see. We're going to get a lot of rainfall across South Carolina and North Carolina, potentially 2, 3, 4 inches of rain in some spots, maybe even up to 5 inches of rain in some spots, where we get more heavier bands of rainfall. This thing is going to push into portions of the Northeast on Sunday and Monday and dump a lot of rain, especially in those red regions here across portions of the Northeast, with a really high area of rainfall here across portions of Massachusetts and Rhode Island regions, around the Cape Cod areas and Long Island regions, especially in those red areas where we could be seeing 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain. For New York City, we could potentially see 2 or 3 inches of rain in some spots. In portions of Massachusetts, like Boston, we could see 3 or 4 inches of rain possibly in those regions. And same thing with Providence in Rhode Island too. Now, not only is there going to be a lot of heavy rainfall with this system, the strong winds is also going to be a very prominent and huge problem across a lot of these regions. But you're already going to be seeing some pretty strong winds across portions of the outer banks of North Carolina and areas near Wilmington, where we could be seeing 40 to 50 miles an hour gusts in some spots. I'd say more like 30 to 50 miles an hour gusts, especially more prominent across the outer banks. And then once this thing moves further north, we're going to see this wind field expand even more. Mainly, the strongest wind gusts will be over the coast and the ocean of Long Island regions. We could see some really strong gusts, basically late Sunday night into Monday morning potentially, and Sunday in the evening hours, where we could be seeing some really strong winds, especially across Long Island, where we could be seeing 50 miles an hour gusts, maybe even 55, almost 60 miles an hour gusts across portions of Long Island and Cape Cod regions with a really strong wind gust. We could be seeing 40 to 45 miles an hour gusts, I'd say, for portions of the New York and New York City regions, and especially across the coast of the New Jersey beaches, we could be seeing 50 to maybe even 60 miles an hour gusts. So it's a really windy system we're going to be having here, with some really prominent wind gusts. So that's definitely could be a potential problem, with some power outages being likely in some regions and potential damage to homes potentially with this too, with this huge wind field of wind gusts. And the European model is also showing some pretty prominent winds, not as much on land, but it's definitely showing some really strong wind gusts across Long Island areas, potentially up to 60 miles an hour gusts. I do think some of the strongest winds could be across Long Island and Cape Cod regions, where we get closest to the ocean. Now, the surf is also going to be really bad across these regions, across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic areas, where I would not advise you to be on the beaches at all. The winds will be really strong, plus really high wave heights. We could be seeing 8 to 14 feet waves, like absurd waves in some spots with really high surf here. Do not be out on the waters if you have a boat or anything, as the waves are going to be really choppy out there. It's going to be all around a mess out there, with some big potential problems, and coastal flood warnings are also in effect, as we could be seeing a lot of inundation and potential storm surge. It's not going to be anything like a hurricane where we get storm surge pushing into houses, but it will potentially impact portions of the beaches and stuff. Now, not just already battling with a huge nor'easter across portions of the Northeast of the US, we're also battling with these wildly warm temperatures across the US, where this is just never ending, guys. The Climate Prediction Center still has this huge blob of way above normal temperatures, especially focused into portions of the southeastern U.S. and the midwestern portions of the U.S., where we're going to be seeing way above average temperatures across these regions from 6 to 10 days out, maybe even 2 weeks out from now. It's still going to be super warm. I do think we'll be seeing some relief across these areas in about 2 weeks or so, where I do predict that the temperatures will start to get cooler and more towards average, especially across the central U.S. And we'll get some big relief there because, man, it's been hot. 80 degrees every single day across these regions here. And it's October now, guys. I've had enough of it. It's still nice, but I'm ready for it to get a little bit cooler outside and a little nicer and stuff. And that will definitely happen here once we get a little late to October. But for now, it's still super hot across a lot of these regions. This doesn't mean 90 degrees. It just means lower 80s in some spots where we could be seeing more above average weather. Now, due to these warm above average temperatures and barely any rainfall across any of these regions of the central U.S. whatsoever, we're seeing some big drought conditions across a lot of these regions. It's been pretty prominent across the Northeast, including Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, where we're seeing some really, really high drought conditions. Even some drought conditions here across portions of New York City and the portions of New Jersey and Massachusetts and Connecticut regions. But that will end as this big blob of nor'easter rain that's going to come through and erase that drought conditions, so some really beneficial rain for those regions. But the central U.S., it's not looking good. As the rain, we're not seeing rain anytime soon in these regions, and the drought is just going to worsen. Areas like Springfield, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, where we're in a severe drought currently, 3 out of 5. You don't see that very much in these regions, where you have a pretty significant drought currently ongoing here, especially in portions of areas like Memphis, all the way down to Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, where we're seeing some really, really high drought conditions in that region too. So a lot of drought conditions across these areas. It'll definitely go away eventually, but it's not looking like it's going to be like that anytime soon. We're not going to be seeing any beneficial rain across these regions of the central U.S. anytime soon. And the drought conditions are especially bad here in Ohio and Indiana too. So a lot of drought conditions overall. Overall, this northeaster is going to be really, really bad for portions of the northeast and mid-Atlantic areas of the U.S., where we're going to be seeing a lot of heavy rainfall and really strong winds and really high surf across these regions that are going to cause some significant impacts, especially in the northeast. So stay safe for that today, tomorrow, and the Monday regions. Plus that worsening drought conditions and really, really warm temperatures across the central U.S. that are going to cause a big impact. Overall, the tropics are not really too significant right now, and it's not looking like it's going to be more significant anytime soon. This was the main thing. We weren't really talking too much about the tropics because there's really nothing going on whatsoever. And it's been a pretty uneventful tropics so far. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye everybody.